building block. This is the heat. You want to score. You want to score well. You don't want to come out of this heat with the goose egg, which is the 0. This is your building block to get points in the first section, second section, third section, to be on the front row of the Southern Cup Championship tomorrow at 5:30 Central Daylight Time here in Guntersville.
3:25 until the start. 3:25. Dustin Eccles cutting across the race course from the back stretch to the front stretch on the GP course. That is a legal maneuver. Jeff, let's talk a little bit about our start procedure here. It's been basically the same as it's been for our previous two classes. It's a clock start. Put your boat on the start-finish line when the clock strikes 0. Do not jump that start. You will be penalized and you will not win. But there's an added factor to this whole thing. You cannot drop your boat below 80 miles per hour. So when we get a winner in this heat, the boats have to go through tech inspection, and that's where they pick up that 80-mile-an-hour violation should it happen. So you can't just go up to the top end of the race course and park your boat at 10 miles an hour. You must stay above 80 miles per hour. The drivers have indication in the cockpit. They also have the radio guys in their ears explaining this to them. 2 minutes and 28 seconds to start. This is what we call the milling period. Got a couple boats at the top end of the race course. On the back stretch, Dylan Runny at the bottom end.
Runny at the bottom end, as Brad mentioned, the Turbinator with Jimmy King just past the halfway mark on the back chute. 2 boats up in turn number 2, the Tennessee Orange Bucket List Racing of Dustin Eccles, and the Dominant Red Beacon Electric with J. Michael Kelly. We are coming up on 2 minutes. 2 minutes until American Dumpster H1 Unlimited Heat 1A. Brad Luce, the season is about to begin for H1. I like the lineup. Let's get this party started.
Let's get it started. Remember, Dylan Runny, the third boat coming down the front straightaway here, he has to start behind the field and on the outside. You see him moving to the outside. Jeff, these guys are awfully early to get down to the bottom end of the race course here at a $1:30, which we are at now. So it's 1:30. This is where the 80 miles per hour comes into play. If you're down there too early and have to slow down, you run the risk of breaking that 80 miles per hour barrier, and that can cost you dearly. But they'll come up the backstretch. It is Dustin Eccles leading the field up there. Got 3 boats behind him. Jeff, bring him up to the top end of the course.
Coming up on the 1 minute period for American Dumpster Unlimited 1A. 3, 2, 1, mark. 1 minute period in session. H1 Unlimited Heat 1A. Our heat sponsor, American Dumpster, leading the field up. Looks like you'll get lane number 1, Dustin Eccles and Bucket List Racing. J. Michael Kelly coming into the 2 lane in the Beacon Electric. Jimmy King in the Turbinator. Griggs Ace Hardware in 3. Dylan Runny to the outside in 4. In Miss Home Street, we are approaching 30 seconds. Brad Luce, let's start this Southern Cup. Bring him to the green flag.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Hey, it looks like J. Michael Kelly's going to claim lane number 1. I think Dustin Eccles is going to go in 2. I think the Terminator's going to go in 3. And then on the far outside, Amplified, as he is supposed to, is going to be Dylan Runny. But as we saw, the boats were down there too early. And Dustin Eccles is crawling up to the start-finish line here in the 40. We're inside 10 seconds until our start. We're on 5 seconds. We are 4, 3, 2, 1, mark, and we are racing in Heat 1A, presented by American Dumpster. I think we've got the 40 Bucket List Racing definitely across the start-finish line early, but Kelly. That's why you see him letting the orange boat go. Let him go. That's not who he's racing against. However, in his right side rearview mirror, as Jeff calls him, the Terminator, the U3, the Greeks Ace Hardware, he is trying to make a move. Coming up on the outside of J. Michael Kelly. Justin Eccles will come down. He will be our leader on the water, but he's actually running it fourth. But Jimmy King is making a move, Jeff.
Brad, with Eccles getting that one-lap penalty, he has come toward the inside, and Kelly's had to go outside his wake. Your official leader. Here comes the turbocharged Allison, charging on the outside. This one is not over. American Dumpster, Unlimited 1A. It's the two-ton dominant red boats. Kelly, your leader. Brad, the Terminator, is right there.
Yeah, he's right there. The race is for second place, except that is a race for first place. The two red boats. Kelly on the inside, King on the outside. You can't see King driving a three in the Greeks Ace Hardware, but he's right with them. This one is going to be close. It's going to be a charge to the finish line. Kelly with the lane position, but it is Jimmy King on the outside with an awful lot of boat speed. He's going to pack as much as he can into this corner. Now you see Justin Eccles go way wide and give our leaders room to come down and race this out. There is Kelly. There is King. I think J. Michael Kelly will be able to hold him off. Dustin Eccles comes across, but on his inside, our winner of Heat 1A on the water, J. Michael Kelly, driving the Beacon Electric. Second place to Jimmy King in the Greeks presents Miss Ace Hardware. Holy smoke. Our third place boat will be the rookie, Dylan Ruddy, driving the Miss Home Street. And I can only think, Jeff Baylor, Dustin Eccles is just kicking himself in that cockpit. We said, don't make a mistake, get your points in that first heat. He made a mistake.
We talked about it yesterday. We talked about this morning. The first heat of the weekend, that's your building block, your top qualifier, the first error of racing activity this weekend. Dustin Eccles running that extra lap, and he does have to finish to get those 169 points. Great run by J. Michael Kelly, but Brad the Terminator, Griggs presents Miss Ace Hardware, the World War II Allison aircraft engine. Looked great with that turbocharger running in second.
That's fun. Gas him up. Let's do it again. That was an awful lot of fun. Here comes Dustin Eccles. He's disappointed. But he comes across still very important. He comes across, he finishes, he will pick up his 169 points. We are inside 5 minutes now. We've got 3 boats set to answer the call here, and we've got 1, 2, 3 Rooster Tails headed our way. The fans might be thinking, Jeff, wait a minute, there's 8 boats in the pit area. We ran 4 in the first one. Where's our 4th boat in this one? Brent Hall in the 440 has not yet qualified as a driver, so he is not eligible yet to come out and run with these guys. But we've got 3 on the water. It's going to be the U11, the Legend Yacht Transport. Legend Yacht Transport driven by Jamie Nielsen. He will come across the start-finish line, boat running very, very good this weekend. He's going to be joined on the race course by the U9, Beacon Plumbing with Corey Peabody. Here comes Corey. That white boat, Corey Peabody, he's going to be quick in this one. But don't ever count out Andrew Tate. Jeff, before you make a comment, want to just remind our fans, please stay out of the water when our H1 hydroplanes and all hydroplanes are on the water and racing. So we need you out of the water right now. Parents, help us out just a little bit there if your kids are in there enjoying some cool water. Jeff, 3 minutes and 50 seconds to the start. We got a 3-boat heat, but it should be a good one.
I'm sure these drivers watched the warm-up period back in American Dumpster Unlimited Heat 1A. Dustin Eccles, our top qualifier, was a gun jumper, received a 1-lap penalty, 4th place finish. Brad, these 3 drivers right now with the 3-boat heat, you definitely don't want to jump the gun, but you want to maintain your boat, run a clean race, score where you can, but the main thing is to stay clean, don't get in trouble.
Yeah, and here's some of that start procedure right now. You're watching Jamie Nielsen come down the front straightaway very, very slowly here, and we saw some of the drivers have an issue with the 80-mile-an-hour rule and being a little bit too early on their start procedure in our Heat 1A earlier today, and it cost, unfortunately, our 40 bucket list racing and Dustin Eccles cost potentially first place finish in his heat. But right now, it is Heat 1B presented by American Dumpster. 2 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Start. Jamie Nielsen right now is sitting on an inside lane. Where is Andrew? Oh, Andrew's is halfway up the backstretch. He's been going very slowly ever since he came out. All part of his start procedure, Jeff.
I think
This is
Andrew
which one?
Tate right now, probably Brad. Could be a little bit off.
Okay.
We'll see if he cuts through that infield there. That is a legal maneuver at that part of the race course. But no, he will go on up to turn number 2. Now, Nielsen and Peabody are both keen on one another as we now are 2 minutes and 15 seconds until the start. Brad, the past 2 seasons, Jamie Nielsen in the Royal Blue Chartreuse boat has a knack at getting lane number 1. Can he do it here in American Dumpster 1B?
Well, right now, where Andrew Tate sets, you know I have this unofficial timing mark that, you don't really want to be at the start-finish line in 2 minutes. Well, it's 1:55 right now. And Andrew is right here at the line. He's actually not there yet. He's going to get there about 1:48. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. You mentioned Jamie Nielsen and Corey Peabody were playing kind of a game up the backstretch. Well, Corey said he'd had enough of that game. He gave it a little squirt. He moved away from Jamie Nielsen. 1:30 until the start, Jeff Ayler.
With that maneuver, now Nielsen is toward the back of the pack, and all 3 H1 Unlimited hydroplanes will have to go through turn number 1, get their lane assigned on the back straightaway. In the race before the race, we now are 1 minute and 15 seconds until the start. Tate is the first one off the corner. Will he have the best shot at lane number 1? Peabody's tracking him. Brad still lots to decide. We're coming up on 1 minute. 3, 2, 1, mark. 1 minute period has begun for American Dumpster Unlimited 1B.
And right now it is Andrew Tate in the 91, the Goodman Real Estate. He is sitting on lane number 1. It is Corey Peabody in the Beacon Plumbing, the white U9. That's the second boat going up the backstretch. He is in lane number 2. Jamie Nielsen will be on the outside in the Legend Yacht Transport. Inside 40 seconds to the start. Jeff Ayler, set the lanes. Get him through that upper corner for me, please.
Coming up on the 30-second mark, Andrew Tate will be in lane number 1. Goodman Real Estate, gold and white craft. White boat with the blue lettering. Beacon Plumbing with Corey Peabody. And back of the pack is Nielsen. Now is Nielsen sneaking into 1. Brad, bring him into the line for American Dumpster 1B.
Yeah, let's keep an eye on Nielsen. No, he's going to go to the outside, but he may be the one boat with a lot of boat speed. The others are up there a little bit early. Nielsen was behind the field, but he's got a lot of boat speed on the outside. Inside 5 seconds for 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, and boy, I like that start. It looked good from here, but Jamie Nielsen nailed it in the U11 Legend Yacht Transport, but all 3 of them were tied together as they go down to the lower corner. On the inside is Andrew Tate with the lead, the U91 Goodman Real Estate, but it looks like one boat down there, but it is 3, and there's Corey. Corey on the outside by a boat length. Tate and Corey Peabody, Jeff, they are really duking it out.
The start was good. Now Peabody extends his lead by a boat length and a half, but Tate has the advantage to the inside. Shorter way around. Peabody gets there first. Here comes Tate, and they are now side by side at the apex of turn 2.
Coming off the top end of the race course. Remember, fans, we go 3 times around. Watch the corner for Andrew Tate, right on the buoy roll of beauty. But Corey gave him enough room and was able to keep the speed up. This boat's been fast yesterday and today. That boat being the U9. Beacon Plumbing with Corey Peabody, your defending Lake Guntersville champion, running like a rocket. Got a lot of speed off to his left and a lot of good driving skill in there too with Andrew Tate. Andrew's not going to give up on this yet. Look at that lane position. Pulled him up to about 3 boat lengths. This is a good one. We are just about halfway through this heat. Corey Peabody's opened up about a 4 boat length lead, but I'll tell you what, in that left side rear view mirror, Jeff Ayler, Andrew Tate does not want to go away.
Right now, Peabody extending the lead in American Dumpster Unlimited 1B here at the Guntersville Lake Hydro Fest, making a 10 boat length advantage. Peabody in front, leaving Tate a lane in there in lane number 1. Nielsen remains in 3rd in Legend Yacht Transport, but Brad Tate's got it down now to 8 boat lengths. Corey tighten it up on the pins on the outside.
Yes, Corey really did tighten it up there. He's going to make it as difficult as he can legally on Andrew Tate. And now they come down to pick up the white flag with 1 to go here in our Heat 1B presented by American Dumpster. It is Corey Peabody and Andrew Tate slamming into the lower end of the race course. Tate gobbles it back up again, back by about 6, maybe 7 boat lengths. This is the checkered flag lap. Off the exit pin of the corner, Corey Peabody running a beautiful race in that Beacon Plumbing. He's opened up almost a full rooster tail, but Tate's still knocking on the door, Jeff.
The key for Peabody right now, comfortable lead. Don't make a mistake in turn number 2. Run his craft clean away from the pins. We go above in turn number 2 with our drone. Peabody driving clean. Tate running out of time. Brad, bring him to the checkered flag and American Dumpster 1B.
It is on the outside. Corey Peabody driving the U9, the Beacon Plumbing for Daryl and Vanessa Strong. Checkered flag flies. Corey Peabody picking up a heat victory in our Heat 1B presented by American Dumpster. It is Andrew Tate coming home in second place driving the Goodman Real Estate, and a very strong and good run for the U11 Legend Yacht Transport. Jeff Ayler, the last time we saw Corey Peabody in that U9, it was in the final heat in Madison, Indiana. That's the first heat they've run since. He's out front with 400 points, assuming they get through tech inspection.
The whole team will be absolutely tickled with that heat win here at the Guntersville Lake Hydro Fest and American Dumpster Unlimited 1B. The 5-minute period is come and gone. Let's get this started.
Let's get this party started. It is day 3 of 3. The green flag is on the race course. Our 4 boats are at the top end. J. Michael Kelly comes into our Heat 2A presented by the Guntersville Waterboard with 450 points. The boat is extremely quick. What we've noticed about J. Michael Kelly's bright red boat is how smooth it is on the water. He's followed by teammate Corey Peabody in the Beacon Plumbing. Beacon Electric is the red one. Beacon Plumbing is the white one. And here's your top qualifier. Bucket List Racing with Dustin Eccles had that 171 mile per hour lap. All 3 of those guys went around the race course smartly, and as he loves to do, he loves to do things a little differently. Andrew Tate just tooling around the top end of the race course. Tate's got a place he wants to be on this race course at a certain time, and he'll find a way to get there.
Boy, right now, Brad, at that 4-minute mark, I think he'll have to come down to turn number 1 and obviously go down the back straightaway. Will he elect to cut in where J. Michael Kelly is, or will he go back to turn 2?
Well, we'll see. He's got to go all the way down now. And Kelly and Peabody both cut the race course. That's a legal maneuver. Now, to our new race fans here, Jeff Ayler, if you haven't seen this before, everything is done on a clock start. We are at the start-finish line with 3 minutes and 30 seconds until the start. The idea is to put your boat on the starting line at full song, the tick before the clock strikes 0. If you jump the start and are across the line before the clock strikes 0, you run an extra lap. You're not going to win. We go 3 laps in these preliminary heats. We got a 5-lap final coming up later on in the day. But right now, with 3:10, they're in what we call the milling period, Jeff.
Brad, I spoke to an H1 Unlimited pilot this morning. I won't name who it was because I don't want to give away their secrets, but I'll give it away anyway. 22-second mark, the entrance pin of turn number 2 on the back chute. They're looking at about that 10-second mark off the exit pin of turn number 2, the start-finish line. If you jump the gun in H1 Unlimited hydroplane racing, that is a 1-lap penalty. That takes you away from the checkered flag and those precious points up toward the top.
Now, this is going to be interesting now because as the boats come out of the pit area, their lane is not assigned to them. They fight for lanes, and at 2:30 before the start, they're going to have to go all the way up to the top end, which means they're going to go all the way around the race course. Andrew Tate has parked himself right now in lane 1. Could that change? Yes, it could. Honestly, Jeff, I'm not sure it's going to. I think they've got to go all the way around, and Tate's just going to hang in lane 1 if he wants it. Right now, Kelly's in 2, Peabody's in 3. That's going to put our top qualifier on the far outside. And remember,
excuse me, shit.
He jumped his start in the first heat, and although he was the first boat across the finish line, he was relegated to 4th place with 1 lap. So here comes Tate down across start finish line inside of 2 minutes. Tate's in 1, Kelly's in 2, Peabody in 3. Eccles is going to come down behind everybody.
Right now, Brad, by the alignment, I like where Eccles is, but the problem where he is, he's on the outside.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about Andrew. You know my unofficial timing marks. I always say, you don't want to be down there at that entrance pin in the lower corner at 1:30. It's 1:30 right now.
Yeah, I think Andrew Tate, no doubt, early. It looks like he will cruise around the course. You have to be above 80 miles per hour in the warm-up period prior to the start. So Andrew Tate in turn number 1, leisurely working the buoy row in the Goodman Real Trails up on the outside in the Tennessee Orange. Bucket List Racing. We are now coming up on 55 seconds until the start. Brad, by my view, I think Tate's early. Eccles could be the best of all, but he is on the outside.
He is on the outside. He's just on the outside of Corey Peabody. 45 seconds until the start. The white flag is up. We're going to go 3 times around. There's 400 points laying on the table. You need to earn points, 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 as we like to say in these preliminary heats, to find your way into the final. Tate's going to take him up to the top end of the race course with 30 seconds until the start. Followed in lane number 2 by J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Electric. Then it is his teammate Corey Peabody. He's in lane 3. Eccles is going to be on the outside. You see Dustin starting to wind it up on the outside. You said 12 seconds off the exit pin. Let's take a look. We are 12 seconds right now. It's going to be getting pretty close to time to put the foot down. You see Tate can't get into it yet. The others can, but now Andrew does. We are 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1. Mark. Boy, from my view, it looks like it's a legal start, but we'll get it from the official. Andrew Tate on the inside was the first boat across the line. He broke the clock and we'll get down to turn number 1 first, and he's got the lead as he goes through the lower corner. Andrew Tate, but boy, has he got company. He's got Kelly, he's got Peabody, and he's got Eccles. But off the corner it is Andrew Tate. And then look on the outside. It's a legal start. It's a legal start, Jeff. Look at Corey Peabody on the outside, too.
Tate made a dynamite start in lane number 1, leads it in turn number 2. Corey Peabody is hauling the mail in second in Beacon Plumbing. Back in third, we got side-by-side action between Kelly and Eccles, but off the corner it'll be Tate in front, but Peabody charging hard in second.
Tight off the buoy row is Andrew Tate. He'll come down and put one in the books, but his right side rearview mirror is full of Corey Peabody. Peabody's closed the distance. He's back by about 3 boat lengths as they finish lap number 1 and go down to the lower end of the race course. It's lap number 2 of 3. Tate on the inside with the lead, but he's got Corey right with him. Peabody back about 3 boat lengths. They're going to come off the corner very close, Jeff. Peabody's making a charge.
Excellent dueling here in Guntersville Waterboard Unlimited. Heat 2A, we see Tate, Peabody hidden in the rooster tail on the back straightaway. Your race is for first in 2A. Tate maintains that lead. They enter turn number 2. Peabody is there. Tate is there. Now they are side by side in turn number 2 at the apex.
You know I love to say this, Jeff, but this is as good as it gets in H1 Unlimited Racing. You've hooked up 2 boats side by side. There's Tate. There's Peabody. They're going to come down and pick up a white flag with 1 to go, and they're virtually going to be dead even. Corey Peabody and Andrew Tate. Tate by a boat length at the end of 2. Third place is going to go to Dustin Eccles. In the Bucket List Racing, J. Michael Kelly trails in 4th. Down to the lower end of the race course. This is the final lap. You've got to get the checkered flag this time for those 400 points. Looks like 1 boat coming off the corner. There are 2 of them right there. Looking for Corey, and there he is. Sticks his nose out about a boat length, Jeff.
Beautiful dueling here in Guntersville Waterboard Unlimited 2A. Peabody in front by a boat length. Tate flies the Goodman Real Estate. The battle is up in the front. Tate has the advantage on the inside, shorter way around. They are side by side again at the apex. Final turn, final lap of 2A.
Here, 400 points laying right here at the finish line. Has Peabody got enough? Has Tate got acceleration? They're going to come down and pick up the checkers, and it's going to be Corey Peabody in the Beacon Plumbing. He will come home first. Andrew Tate, Goodman Real Estate, will come home in 2nd place. Bucket List Racing with Dustin Eccles in 3rd, and J. Michael Kelly will come home in 4th place. Now that's a good way to start the day, Mr. Ayler.
Brad Luce, great dueling here in Guntersville Waterboard Unlimited Heat 2A. While you were calling the boats in turn number 1.
Legend Yacht Transport, Chartreuse and Royal Blue, Triple Red. This one's really pretty. I like this one, Jeff Ayler. Colorblind guy doesn't have any problems seeing this one. Jamie Nielsen behind the wheel of this one. As you mentioned earlier, has yet to win an unlimited race. His owner, Scott Chamberlain, have not either as owners. Scott Rady has won many a motor race as a crew chief. He knows his way around an unlimited hydroplane here. This is a different boat than they ran a year ago. But the boat's really responded. It's running very, very well. They could be a real player in this heat. They're going to be joined by the powder blue and white. Who won the Miss Home Street. It is at the top end of the race race course, and I hear something, Jeff. I hear a rumble up the backstretch. It's bright red. It is Turbo Allison powered. It is the Griggs Ace Hardware Jimmy King. Dylan Runny, the rookie, comes off the top end in the Miss Home Street. Jimmy King behind him in the piston powered boat. We could have all kinds of conversations on this one.
I think it's going to be really interesting. Obviously, Nielsen and King will be battling for lane number 1. Runny will be to the outside and back. How far will he be back? How good a start will King or Nielsen make in lanes 1 or 2? Their objective, get to the line, don't jump the gun. You're either going to get 400 or 300. If they get 225, they'll take it. But right now, Nielsen and King in a good spot to get either 400 or 300 points here in Guntersville Waterboard Unlimited 2B. But could Runny come from the back and spoil on the outside? He does have the equipment to do it.
He definitely has the equipment to do it. One of the big questions is going to be, does he have enough time? He's only got 3 laps to do it. That's a pretty short period of time. It's a sprint. Come final heat time, it'll be 5 laps. But we're 3 in the prelims and across the start-finish line at 2:45. Dylan Runny, driving our defending national high points champion, won the Miss Home Street, home by Miss Madison Incorporated in Madison, Indiana. 2:35 to the start, Jeff.
And Brad, different sequences here for all 3 drivers. King off turn number 2, Nielsen past the halfway mark up the back chute, Runny in turn number 1. So lots of separation here in the warm-up period. We're 2 minutes and 20 seconds until the start, and Brad, in about 1 minute, we expect these 3 to bunch up. Who will get lane 1? Who will get lane 2? We know Runny will be back on the outside. The factor in this one in the equation is King or Nielsen. Who will be in lane 1?
Boy, under different circumstances, if Runny was not a rookie, we might see him cut the race course right here, but he's not going to, I don't think. He may just from, now he's going to go all the way up. But Nielsen, I think you've got to like where Jamie Nielsen is sitting right now at 145. He is coming down the front straightaway. Again, the other piece to that start procedure that gets picked up in tech inspection is the 80-mile-per-hour rule. They have to maintain a minimum speed of 80 miles per hour. So at 130, I like a lot where Jamie Nielsen sits right now. I think he can park that thing in lane 1. Here comes King. He's going to come rolling down, and he's probably going to slot himself into lane number 2. And as you said, the rookie, Runny, got to be on the outside. 115, Jeff.
Nielsen in turn number 1. King is powering up into the entrance pin of turn number 1. We mentioned Runny will be back into the outside. We are 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. 1 minute period has begun for Guntersville Waterboard. H1 Unlimited 2B. Nielsen up there in front on the back chute, the warm-up period, followed by King and Dylan Runny. Brad loose, 45 seconds until the start. I think it'll be Nielsen in 1, King in 2, Runny and back on the outside. Bring him to the green flag.
That's what it's going to be, and it looks like Jamie Nielsen is way out front. He is. Is he early? Maybe a little bit, but I don't think so. I think he's in pretty good shape. But watch the red boat and watch the blue boat behind. I think they're both going to bring a lot of speed, but remember, the blue one's got to start behind it. Here comes King. You can hear the piston power start to roll.
The driver I mentioned this morning, unnamed, it was King. He was there at 22. He might be right on it.
This could be good. Jeff said he's got some inside scoop on Jimmy King in the piston boat. He's going to bring a lot of speed on the outside. We're inside 10, we're inside 5, we're 3, 2, 1, mark. And it certainly appears to be a clean start. It is legal. And the boats were actually late behind the line, but there was a lot of speed in the piston boat. Jimmy King, but he's a couple of ticks behind Jamie Nielsen. Nielsen's got to get down to the lower corner first. Look on the outside. There's a lot of red out there and a lot of rumbling going on with the piston boat. This is going to be good, Jeff. But off the corner, it is Jamie Nielsen. Legend got transport by about 4 boat lengths.
Nielsen, your leader, has the advantage with lane number 1, but I think the horsepower advantage belongs to the Turbinator. Nielsen's lead is down to 5 boat lengths. They enter turn number 2, and King has got it down to 2 boat lengths. Nielsen, your leader. King has cut it down to 3 boat lengths at the apex of turn 2.
Top end of the race course, we'll wait to see Jimmy King. Where is he? There he is. He pokes his nose out. He's staying right on the hip of Nielsen, and he kept the RPM up. Going to come down and put one in the book. Side by side racing here. One in the books, and it's Nielsen by half a boat length. Literally half a boat length at the completion of lap number 1. Running comes across in third. Was King able to gobble him up? He was, but now he's going to give it back because of the lane position. Looks like one boat down there. There are two. Jamie Nielsen approaches the exit pit, and there's King on the outside. I think you said it right, Jeff. King's got that horsepower, and he's got it wound up.
Super sweet action at Guntersville Waterboard Unlimited 2B. King showing the horsepower of the turbocharged Allison, but he is on the outside of Nielsen. Nielsen maintains that advantage. Closer to the buoys, the Turbinator in front, making 3 boat lengths. Nielsen cantering back as they work through turn number 2. Nielsen tighten it up. King's lead down to a boat length.
Coming off the top end of the race course, they're going to come down and pick up the white flag. It means one more to go. Jimmy King driving the Griggs Ace Hardware and driving the daylights out of the piston boat. The fans are eating it up, Jeff. Down to the lower end of the race course, King's got about 4 boat lengths, and Dylan Runny comes across in third. Now it's a checkered flag lap. Who we got down there? King by about 2 boat lengths, maybe 3, opening it up just a little bit. He's got that horsepower wound up. He's got to have the acceleration off the corner, and so far he's been able to show Jamie Nielsen the tail end of that red boat. He's got him wound up, Jeff.
And now King extends the lead, making 7 boat lengths. Final lap at Guntersville Waterboard Unlimited 2B. The Turbinator looking for 400 big points in this heat. And now Nielsen dropping back. King's lead getting bigger. Final turn, final lap. Can the Turbinator hang on?
Drives it definitely clean off the top end, giving Nielsen plenty of room. Jimmy King, Griggs Ace Hardware, Charlie Grigg, you're going to pick up 400 big points there. Piston Power claims Heat 2B, presented by the Guntersville Waterboard. The fans like that one. Here comes the home street, and Dylan Runny, he will come home in third. Jeff Anner, we wondered who would get lane 1. Jamie Nielsen did an outstanding job of picking up that inside lane, but at the end of the day, he just couldn't hold off that Turbinator. Once he got that thing wound up, the RPMs up high, he could stay wide. It's this big wide race course. He could keep it up. He didn't have to worry about acceleration because he was bringing a lot of speed to the exit building.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
That was fun, and it was set up. Dylan Runny, the rookie, obviously starting in the back, but we mentioned before the heat, throughout the heat, Nielsen had the lead he wanted, but boy, that turbocharged Allison horsepower come into play, and plus 2, Brad, with the rough water, the heavier boat.
First boat coming across is out of the white this home street, Jeff. Dylan Runny's going to get a chance to go in and fix it up.
You're exactly right, Brad, and you're reading my mind. I'm kind of wondering what the thoughts are right now inside the helmet of Dylan Runny. This will be his first ever H1 Unlimited heat where he can fight for lanes. His spotter here on the shoreline is Donnie Allen, very capable 350 shoe. Donnie, he's watching the clock and spotting for Dylan. Right now, they're 5th in points, and if you're the Miss Home Street camp, you're the defending national championship boat, I think you might want to be a little aggressive here. You want to score high, you want to score well.
Yeah, you certainly do. But then at the other end of the spectrum, you want to temper that a little bit. Got to bring it back in one piece. We've seen some boats with cracks in them. We've seen a little bit of damage. As we used to say back in the day, some of the wood butchers have been busy on some of these boats fixing some damage that the boats have endured out here. Andrew Tate just painted the exit pin up there. He came around slowly, as he did last time, Jeff. If you remember, he drove very slowly around the race course and then positioned himself very well for an inside lane. Top end of the race course is the bright red U8, the Beacon Electric with J. Michael Kelly. And our boats, not sure they could be spread apart any further from each other on the race course right now.
You're reading my mind once again. Remember, we had that on our last heat, 2B, same scenario right here early on in the warm-up period. And Allen Land Surveying Unlimited 3A, 3:15 until the start. Kelly by the start-finish line buoy in the dominant red Beacon Electric. Dylan Runny cut through the infield in the home street blue and white Miss Home Street. Runny by the start-finish line buoy. Tate just exiting turn number 1 in the white, gold, and black Goodman Real Estate. 2:55 until the start. Brad, still lots to decide.
There's still lots to decide. Reminding our fans who may be new again, when the boats leave the pit area and come onto the race course, they do not have an assigned lane. This is the milling period. As my friend Jeff Ayler likes to say, this is the race before the race. You slice and dice, if you will, for lack of a better term, and you earn your lane based on timing. We've already seen the 80-mile-an-hour come into play. You cannot drop below 80 miles per hour. You'll be disqualified and receive no points. You've got to keep it up above 80 miles an hour, and then you've got to find the lane you want. Hopefully you have plenty of water to play with. You're on time on the line when the clock strikes 0 with full boat speed. It's all about the start. Now, with 2 seconds mark. 2 minutes. 2 minutes to the start. Well, I think I can see how this one's going to lay out, Jeff Ayler. I don't think there's going to be a lot of mystery here. I think we're still going to have Dylan running to the far outside as he is at the top end of the race course behind our other 2 boats. But this time he doesn't have to trail the field.
Exactly, Brad. Running can come up. Now, you do have to have your lane established, correct, prior to the entrance pin at turn number 2.
That's where, whatever lane, that's a very good call. At the entrance pin to the upper corner, that is the lane you must start in. Whatever lane you're in when you get there, that's where you have to start.
So we still could have the leapfrog activity, but I don't think we're going to see that here. Water conditions have laid down, lumpy, a little soupy, but it's manageable. So Andrew Tate right now, Brad, looks like he'll position himself in lane 1 in Goodman Real Estate. We are 3, 2, 1. Mark. 1 minute period has begun for Allen Land Surveying, H1 Unlimited 3A. J. Michael Kelly will slide in the 2 lane in the dominant red U8 Beacon Plumbing. Dylan Runny will go to the outside in the Home Street blue and white Miss Home Street. We're coming up on the 40-second mark. Brad Luce, take him up to turn number 2. Bring him to the green flag for Allen Land Surveying, Heat 3A.
Home Street, Goodman Real Estate, Beacon Electric, top end of the race course, inside 30 seconds. Tate in 1, Kelly in 2, Dylan Runny on the outside. Goodman Real Estate's in 1, Beacon Electric in 2. On the outside with boat speed is Dylan Runny. You said it's about a 12-second run off the top of the corner. Boy, they're going to be tight. Kelly's got room in there. They come off the corner at about 10 seconds. Here comes the run. We are inside 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. Boy, by my watch, Jeff, they were all a tad early, but we'll call them the way they are on the water. I don't think there's much question that running wasn't wrong. The start is under review, so we'll call them as they are. And the way they are right now is Andrew Tate in the United One, the Goodman Real Estate. He comes off the exit pin with the lead. You can't see the other 2 boats, but you can sure see those rooster tails on the outside. Somewhere out there is J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Electric. Somewhere on the outside is the U1, Dylan Runny into Miss Home Street. But it's about a 4-boat length lead for Andrew Tate, the Goodman Real Estate, Jeff.
All 3 jumped the gun according to H1 Unlimited. Andrew Tate, your leader. Make it a 3-boat length advantage over the Beacon Electric. Dylan Runny falling back in 3rd in Home Street. Brad off the corner. There's Tate. There's Kelly.
Holy cow. Andrew Tate on the inside. He's got Kelly driving right in his right side rear view mirror. Because the fact everybody jumped the gun, this has become a 4-boat heat. They just put 1 in the book. There is still 3 more laps to go. It's a 4-lap heat because everybody jumped down to the lower end. It is Andrew Tate still trying to hold up J. Michael Kelly. Dylan Runny has fallen back a little bit in the Home Street. This is going to come down to a Tate-Kelly showdown. They are a lap and a half in as they're up the backstretch. Kelly's still knocking on the door, Jeff.
So some drama here in Allen Land Surveying, Unlimited 3A with all 3 boats jumping the gun. All 3 will have to run 1 extra lap, as Brad Luce said. Into turn number 2, Andrew Tate, your leader, making a 7-boat length advantage over J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Electric. Dylan Runny, though, looks like he's trying to go to the buoy row in third into home street. Right off the turn, it's Tate. Now he extends it, making 8 boat lengths.
Yeah, he actually gained on lap number 2, and they're going to come down and put 2 in the book. And Tate has now opened up water on J. Michael Kelly. He's got about 6 boat lengths, but Kelly's still knocking on the door. Runny has moved to the inside, but he's back about 2.5, maybe 3 rooster tails. He's not a factor right now, although having moved to the inside lane. Kelly not going to go away on the outside, staying at Andrew Tate's right side rear view mirror. He closed a little bit coming off of the corner, Jeff.
We're just right now at the halfway mark with the gun jumps of all 3 boats in Allen Land Surveying. Unlimited 3A. Andrew Tate maintains that 8-boat length advantage. The top 2 entering turn number 2. Tate gets there first, driving clean on the inside, but boy, Kelly trying everything he can to close the deficit. They work around the turn. There is Tate. Where is Kelly? There he is.
Boy, it looks just like it did the last time. They're going to come down and put another one in the book. Tate still got him 7, 8 boat lengths on Kelly, but Kelly's not going away. What is getting my attention right now, Jeff Ayler, is the boat ride out of the U91, the Goodman Real Estate. He hasn't had boat rides like that all weekend long, and he's got the power. Now he's got the boat ride to use it. Kelly hit some rough water down there. You saw the boat bounce, and now Andrew Tate has opened up almost a full rooster tail on J. Michael Kelly.
1/2 lap left in Allen Land Surveying. Unlimited Heat 3A. Now the deficit for Andrew Tate getting more comfortable, but still work to do. Tate, your leader. Kelly still chases in second, but right now we're at the point Kelly might pull. Let Tate go get those 400. Dylan Runny remains in third and Miss Home Street. Final turn, final lap. Andrew Tate, Goodman Real Estate in front.
Off the top end of the race course. If he can just finish this last piece of straightaway, and he's going to be able to do it, Andrew Tate, U91, Goodman Real Estate is going to pick up 400 points on the water. J. Michael Kelly gave it a valiant effort, but could not run down the 91 Goodman Real Estate. Here comes Dylan Runny, 3rd place finish for our defending national high points champion, the U1.
That first heat of the weekend in H1 Unlimited, that's the most important heat. That's your building block to get your point total going. Dustin Eccles is behind the 8-ball. Can he get to the other side of the 8-ball here? Maybe get a win, get to the front row of the Southern Cup Championship.
3 boats are away from the pit area. 3 drones are away from the start-finish line. They took out of here in formation. The drones are going up. Coming off the top end of the race course with 4 minutes and 30 seconds until the start. Corey Peabody driving the 9. The Beacon Plumbing, all white, trimmed in that metallic blue. It's a pretty hydroplane, and man, has Corey been able to make that thing go. The oldest boat on the H1 Unlimited circuit. Here's the guy who needs points and needs them badly. Dustin Eccles, Bucket List Racing. I do not want to say what I'm about to say. Water conditions look pretty good right now. Let's run this thing. The water looks good. Let's go.
We're back to where we were at 8:30 this morning. Come on, come on, come on. Mother Nature, you're doing well.
3 minutes and 35 seconds to the start. Our boats are spread across the backstretch. Top end of the race course, Corey Peabody and the Beacon Plumbing. All white, trimmed in metallic blue. Oh, look at this. Here comes a move across the inside. And, oh, this is going to get a little bit close. No, it's not. No, it's not. Dustin says, I didn't get over here quick enough. He's going to have to move to the outside, I suspect. There he goes. I think he wanted to get in front of Corey and maybe get on the inside of him, but he was too late coming across, Jeff. Remember, for our fans watching this, the boat that is on the race course has priority and has the right-of-way over a boat that is cutting the race course. So Corey had the right-of-way there. It was going to get close, and Dustin Eccles wanted to jump in front of him, and had the U9 wanted to just run right up on the back of him, literally, it would have been legal. Dustin made the right move.
Well, best way to put it, it's not put this way, but Eccles needed to yield, and he did. And better yet, better be glad he did, because if not, that could have been a disaster. right there in the warm-up period. That's what's so unique about H1 Unlimited Hydroplane Racing. This race before the race. Now, Brad, we have all three boats bunched up at the 2-minute, 20-second mark. There's only one lane one. Corey Peabody right now has the best shot of getting it.
Yeah, if Dustin's going to beat him, he's going to have to drive around him. It sure looks that way. I thought maybe Dustin might hang back and cut the race course, but oh, and here comes Jamie Nielsen. He's going to come across. I thought Dustin might do that. And Jamie's going to kill as much time as he can. Remember, he's just got to stay above 80 miles an hour, which he's doing. Once he goes past 2 buoys, then he establishes right away on the front straightaway. He's going to do that at the start-finish line. It's going to be Nielsen in 1, Peabody in 2, Eccles in 3, and they are very close together, side by side, as they come down the front straightaway. That was tight. That was very, very tight, because until they crossed the start-finish line, Jamie Nielsen did not have the right-of-way on that inside lane.
Brad, we've mentioned the past 2 seasons, Jamie Nielsen has a knack of gaining lane number 1 in H1 Unlimited. Boy, that was expert tactician driving right there. He will be in lane number 1. We're coming up on the 1-minute period. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That is the 1-minute period for Allen Land Surveying. H1 Unlimited, Heat 3B, by my eye, Jamie Nielsen, lane number 1. Corey Peabody, lane number 2. Dustin Eccles, our top qualifier, in lane number 3, would love a win, would take a second. Brad Luce, 40 seconds away. Bring him down to the green flag for Allen Land Surveying 3B.
Watching one of the drone shots and coming up the backstretch there, sometimes these boats get spread apart quite a ways. They were not. There was only about 10 feet wide between those boats as they went up the backstretch. They've opened it up a little bit now, inside 25 seconds, now 20 until the start. It's only about 12 off that corner. They might be a little bit early, coming up on 12 seconds right now. And they are to the exit pin. This should be good. Nielsen in 1, Peabody in 2. On the outside, it's Eccles. We're inside 5 seconds. We are 3, 2, 1, mark. And there goes Corey Peabody. He gets the jump on the field. He broke the clock from lane number 2. Broke the clock, beating the first one across the line. The start is legal. And on the inside, now on the outside, there you see Corey Peabody. Nielsen is there on the inside, back a couple of boat breaks. And somewhere on the outside, you can see the rooster tail out there, our top qualifier, Dustin Eccles. But they're running 3 wide down the backstretch. And once again, Corey Peabody is off to the races, Jeff.
Peabody in front, flying up the back straightaway. Dustin Eccles is hitting in the rooster tail. Now we go to the drone shot. Peabody in 2. Now Nielsen will tighten it up on the inside. He will go to 2nd. Eccles in 3rd. Peabody in front, deck-to-deck dueling for 2nd.
Watch out for Dustin. Where is he? There he is. He slides to the outside. Corey Peabody, we're going to go 3 times around. The start was legal. Peabody, he's got 1 up and 1 down with 2 to go. Then it's Nielsen on the inside. Dustin Eccles, he needs those second-place points, Jeff, but he's having to ride a big race course right now because he's on the outside of Corey Peabody. Look at Nielsen staying with Corey on the inside. Legend Yacht Transport not going away from that left side here on Corey Peabody. The boat driving the hardest right now is Dustin Eccles at Bucket List Racing. He needs those second-place points.
We're at the halfway mark of Allen Land Surveying. Unlimited 3B, Corey Peabody comfortably in front. But the story in 3B is the second-place battle between Jamie Nielsen and Dustin Eccles. Nielsen obviously with the advantage, running the shorter way around on the buoy rope. Eccles needs to try to pass Nielsen, get those 300 points. Peabody in front. Brad, it's side-by-side dueling for 2nd.
Coming down to put 2 in the books with 1 to go. Corey Peabody getting a great boat ride. But it is Jamie Nielsen driving a daylight out of that Legend Yacht Transport. He is hanging on to 2nd place. He knows how big this is for Dustin. Dustin knows he's got to get those second-place points. He wants to be on the front row of the final. But Jeff, he is driving that big race course, having to be on the outside of Corey Peabody's wash. Peabody's gone. Got a rooster tail and a half. And now look at Nielsen in the Legend Yacht Transport. Got almost a rooster tail on Eccles.
Peabody in front. Nielsen now comfortably in second. Eccles tried to get as close to Peabody's rooster tail to cover less real estate. Got a little wet, then had to swing outside. 1, 2, 3 in 3B. Peabody, Nielsen, Eccles. Brad, bring them to the checkered flag.
Top end of the race course, Corey Peabody. Nobody has solved this puzzle yet this weekend. Checkered flag flies. Corey Peabody. Beacon Plumbing U9 will pick up the win on the water for 400 points. Jamie Nielsen with a great run in Legend Yacht Transport, and it's Dustin Eccles with a solid third place finish. Oh boy, and now the point totals are going to be fruit salad. It's looking good, Jeff. The boat is running like a rocket. Nielsen this time is going to jump out. He was the third boat up the dock, but he's going to jump to an inside lane. Remember last time Nielsen took off away from the field up the backstretch. He's already got the jump on the field going down to turn 1 here at the start procedure, and Dustin Eccles this time comes up quickly onto a plane.
4:20 until the start, Brad. That's important for the drivers in the cockpit. That's part of their strategy in this race before the race. Right now, each driver does not know what lane they're starting in. This is the sequence. This is the race before the race. Usually the first one out is generally right on their timing marks. We'll see how it pans out.
Yeah, we're also going to see if anybody wants to cut the race course right now. They can cut the course from back to front on the top end of the GP race course. Our first three boats, which are Jamie Nielsen and the Legend Yacht Transport, the Beacon Electric, and the Miss Home Street, have all decided not to do that. We'll see if maybe Dustin Eccles might want to cut the course. He could do so now, but it looks as though he too will go up underneath the Milton Madison Bridge. Everybody going up to the top end. I suspect part of that is go up and see what the water looks like up there.
3:30 until the start. Jamie Nielsen approaching the Madison Ford start-finish line buoy in the Chartreuse Royal Blue and Red Legend Yacht Transport. Following Jamie about 1,500 feet back is J. Michael Kelly in the dominant red U8 Beacon Electric. Just underneath the Milton Madison Bridge on the Indiana shoreline, the Home Street Blue and White, Miss Home Street. Dylan Runny in the cockpit. Behind Dylan in the Tennessee Orange. 3 minutes until the start. Dustin Eccles drives the Bucket List Racing. Brad, we're 2:55 away. Right now, still lots to decide. Which driver right now in that enclosed capsule feels Are they on their timing marks? Are they not on their timing marks? Do they need to go to plan B or C?
And are they in the lane they want to be? An interesting line for Dylan Runny down the front straightaway. He came down the front straightaway on the far outside. Behind him was Dustin Eccles, and now Dustin Eccles has moved to the inside of him. Runny left the door open for him, so he stepped inside of him. But still, to your point, a lot to decide as we come up on 2 minutes and 20 seconds. 2:20, Jeff.
Timing marks, when we get to 24 seconds, that's where the field would like to be at the entrance pin at turn number 2 to our left. Exit pin at turn number 2, 17 seconds. If you're at the Milton Madison Bridge on the front chute at 12 seconds, put the hammer to it. That's a good timing run. 2 minutes until heat 1, H1 Unlimited.
So far, nobody has decided to cut across the race course, and now it looks like Jamie Nielsen with 150 is going to come down the front straightaway slowly. The other piece to the puzzle here, Jeff, and we've talked about it, you've got to maintain at least 80 miles per hour during this entire 5-minute period. That will be determined by the officials whether you did or did not when we go through tech inspection. But Jamie Nielsen at 1:30 is already across start-finish line. Kelly comes by. He is in lane 2. Nielsen sitting at 1. Right now, it is Dustin Eccles in 3, and on the outside, it looks like Dylan Runny. 1:15, Jeff, until our start.
By the positioning of the boats, no one elected to cut through the infield just past the start-finish line buoy to the back chute. They all go in turn number 1. We are 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. 1 minute period has begun for heat number 1 of H1 Unlimited.
I love you. I love you.
I'll get some more.
Seconds.
At the Bob Hughes
It looks
Memorial
good already.
73rd Madison Regatta, presented by U.S. Premier Tube Mills. Brad Luce set these lanes for heat 1.
Legend Yacht Transport, Jamie Nielsen. That is the Chartreuse and Royal Blue boat. He is sitting in lane number 1. He's the leader up the backstretch. Lane number 2, the bright red boat. That is the Beacon Electric. That is J. Michael Kelly in the U8. Lane number 3 is going to go to the bright orange U40. That is going to be Dustin Eccles in Bucket List Racing. It's going to be the hometown Miss Madison, Miss Home Street on the far outside. Jeff Ayler inside, 23 seconds to the start. Let's start our 73rd Madison Regatta.
By my timing marks, everyone looks well behaved. Nielsen in 1, Kelly in 2, Eccles in 3, Ronnie in 4. There's 12 seconds. They're past the bridge. They see the Madison Ford start-finish line. We are now 3, 2, 1, mark. We're racing in H1 Unlimited heat number 1 here on the Ohio River in Madison, Indiana. Start looked good by my eye, and was a legal start. Legal start. Heat number 1, H1 Unlimited. Your leader in lane number 1, Jamie Nielsen, Legend Yacht Transport.
Jamie Nielsen had the best start. He led him across start-finish line, and right now, he's got a full rooster tail. Jamie Nielsen, Legend Yacht Transport. What a surprise up the backstretch. He's being chased by Dustin Eccles in the U40. Bucket List Racing. Then 3rd place on the outside, Dylan Runny in the home street. J. Michael Kelly on an inside lane. Pulls up the rear. He is in 4th, but still a very tight field at the top end of the race course. Jeff Ayler, remember, we go 3 times around. This will be the completion of lap number 1.
Nielsen in front. If he wins this one, it will be at the start. He was there first when the clock struck 0. He's got a comfortable margin. Jamie Nielsen, your leader. Legend Yacht Transport, Dustin Eccles in 2nd. Now J. Michael Kelly and Dylan Runny side by side for 3rd. Nielsen 1 complete, 2 to go in the Legend Yacht Transport. Dustin Eccles in 2nd, Bucket List Racing. J. Michael Kelly has moved to 3rd in the Beacon Electric. Dylan Runny in 4th in Miss Home Street. And Brad Luce, could this be the first upset of the weekend? Nielsen in front, and it's comfortable.
Yeah, it is a comfortable lead. He's actually opened up. Want to keep an eye on J. Michael Kelly. He has closed a little bit of ground on Dustin Eccles in the Bucket List. There's a good race back there for 2nd. But Jamie Nielsen rocking and rolling up the backstretch. He's halfway up there in the U11 Legend Yacht Transport. Transport got a comfortable rooster tail and a half on Dustin Eccles that he can keep on his right side hip. We are just over halfway through this Heat 1 for H1 Unlimited. There is a good race developing for second place. Keep an eye on J. Michael Kelly in third, but at the top end, still Nielsen, Jeff.
Nielsen in front, the one-time Major League Baseball draftee by the Kansas City Royals. He loved boat racing. He's showing superior driving skill in H1 Unlimited Heat number 1. White flag displayed, 2 complete and 1 to go, and Jamie Nielsen leads it, and it's comfortable. Second place to Dustin Eccles in the Bucket List Racing. Now Dustin going to the inside wake of your leader, and Kelly is behind him. That battle for second is not over. Running in fourth, Brad, your leader is Nielsen, but look at second. It's going to be tight.
Yeah, it might get tight in there for Kelly, and it does, because Dustin moved in a little bit. It was going to get tight for Kelly. He got in the rough water. He's still within a half a rooster tail of Dustin Eccles. They're going to come off the lower end of the race course, and now Dustin Eccles starts to open it up on J. Michael Kelly after Kelly got stuck in that rough water down in turn 1. But Jamie Nielsen is up to the Milton Madison Bridge. You said it, Jeff. Could we have our first upset of the weekend? This is a doozy if the story holds. Jamie Nielsen is at the top end of the race course. He gets to the exit pin now, and he's just got to come down the front straightaway. He will pick up first place for the U11 Legend Yacht Transport.
Jamie Nielsen, your 5th fastest qualifier of the 5-boat H1 Unlimited.
Kelly is
field.
down.
And we got Kelly down, checkered flag waving. Here's your winner of H1 Unlimited Heat number 1. It's Jamie Nielsen in Legend Yacht Transport. Second place will be the Bucket List Racing. We got a battle for third. Running in the home street. Here comes Kelly on the inside, and J. Michael Kelly will get, third place. I'm going to give it to Kelly by about 14 feet over Dylan Running in the Miss Home Street. That's unofficial because we're a little bit sideways at the German American Bank judges stand looking at the Madison Ford start finish line. Jamie Nielsen, your unofficial winner of Heat number 1. He won it right at the start, the best start, lane number 1, shorter way around, textbook driving.
Absolutely. Jamie Nielsen was just superb in that heat. My apologies to our fans as J. Michael Kelly is going dead in the water down in the lower corner. My apology, Jeff, at the top end of the race course. Kelly really got in some soup up there, and the boat really slowed down. That's why all of a sudden you had the home street right alongside him. But a great run for Kelly to pick up third when they came home. But the story of this one, it is chartreuse and royal blue with a bunch of red trim. Jamie.
5-minute period is in session for H1 Unlimited Heat number 2. Drivers, hit the trigger finger, light up the Lycoming.
And they're doing exactly that. Jeff Ayler first away from the dock was J. Michael Kelly. He's the third boat from the right. He's headed out toward the center of the race course. He will turn to the right and head down to the lower corner. He's going to see off to his right that Dylan Runny is already up and gone, and he is on the outside going down the front straightaway between boats. It is our top qualifier, Corey Peabody. He will be the third boat to go down to the lower end. 1, 2, 3 down at the lower end and away from the dock, as he has been the last 2 times. And I say 2 times because they had the one heat that did start. Trailing the field away from the pit area, Dustin Eccles in that bright orange U40.
For our guest race fans along the shoreline here in Madison, 2.5 mile course, it will be a 3-lap heat here in heat number 2 with H1 Unlimited. Right now, this is what we call the milling period. Each driver does not know which lane they will start at. This is that race before the race. This is where your timing marks come into importance in qualifying and in testing.
I smacked him my
right
whole bottle
now,
of liquid back
who
there.
has the best strategy? Only one of those 4 drivers know. We don't know. They know.
They know, and they're going to try and execute to a plan. The problem is if somebody else is going to try and execute to the same plan. That's what we're about to find out. Everybody went down to the lower corner and went all the way up to the top end of the race course underneath the Milton Madison Bridge. J. Michael Kelly's going to bring him down the front straightaway at 320. 320 before our start. Again, our boats cannot drop below 80 miles an hour. That is an aspect that will be found and determined during tech inspection. There are indicators aboard the boats, so they get an indication. If they start getting close to 80 miles an hour, they will know it. But we won't find out until after the heat is over. Side by side, Corey Peabody comes by with Dylan Runny, and then coming up behind the field, bright orange, Dustin Eccles, 2 minutes and 50 seconds, Jeff.
So the three of Kelly, Peabody, and Runny will go down to turn number 1. Dustin Eccles will elect to join them. He could have cut through the infield right there, but we'll go to turn number 1. We're coming up on 2 minutes and 35 seconds until H1 Unlimited heat number 2. The drone shot from H1 Unlimited. Now we go to the pan shot. Kelly leads him up the back chute, followed by Peabody and Runny. Eccles trailing back. Brad, prior to the start, you have to have your lane established prior to the entrance pin of turn number 2, and right now there is still lots to decide.
Yeah, there's still lots to decide. I like where they are in the race course as we approach 2 minutes. J. Michael Kelly is right now sitting in lane number 1, but that could change. Now, look at Dustin Eccles. He starts to give it a squirt, and he's going to pull up to the rest of the field. And you made a great point, Jeff. Not this time at the top end of the race course, but the next time they go to the top end of the race course, whatever lane they are in, when they get to the entrance pin to turn 2, that's the lane they have to hold to the start-finish line. Then standard overlap rules apply. Jeff, 135 coming down the front straightaway.
Thank you, Brad. Right now the sequence would be Kelly, Peabody, Runny, and Eccles. I think Madison fans would love to see the home street blue and white more toward the buoy row, but right now everyone seems well behaved, but once again have to have that lane established prior to the entrance pin of turn number 2 where we see the leapfrog activity. Beautiful shot up above turn number 1 from our H1 Unlimited video team. We're coming down to 1 minute. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark. 1 minute period is in session for H1 Unlimited heat number 2. Brad Luce set these lanes. Take them up to the Milton Madison Bridge.
I think we're going to see a quicker start, if it's possible, than we saw in that first heat. But on lane number 1, it's the Beacon Electric and J. Michael Kelly. Lane number 2 is the Beacon Plumbing with Corey Peabody. Lane number 3 is the Powder Blue, the Home Street. And on the far outside is Dustin Eccles in the U40, the Bucket List Racing. Coming up on 35 seconds. I like where they were coming off the lower corner at about a minute 6. Jeff, they're at the top end of the race course. Inside 30 seconds, it's heat 2 of H1 Unlimited. Get them going.
Thank you, Brad Luce. I like the alignment. This start maybe just a touch early. Feather that throttle. We're at 17 seconds. They're at the bridge. They're at 12. Put the hammer down. H1 Unlimited heat number 2. We are now 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, we're racing, we're calling physically. Dustin Eccles led him across the line in lane number 4 in the Bucket List Racing. Up above with the drone in turn number 1. Eccles there first, but we look to the inside. Corey Peabody, your leader. In the Beacon Plumbing, J. Michael Kelly second, Runny third, Eccles fourth.
It is strong racing, running 1-2, coming off the corner in lane number 2. It is Corey Peabody in the Beacon Plumbing, and he's got his teammate J. Michael Kelly sitting in that left side rear view mirror on the inside lane. But Jeff, you don't see the other boats because they are right there with them. And look on the outside. You have got Dustin Eccles making a move on the outside. Very tight at the top end of the race course, Jeff. Anybody's race here.
The start was good for Tana Morissette with H1 Unlimited. Corey Peabody had the lane. He's in lane number 2, leads it. J. Michael Kelly back in second, but we got a battle for third between Dylan Runny and Dustin Eccles. We'll come down to complete lap number 1 of 3. It's Corey Peabody now comfortably in front. Kelly in second. Officially after lap 1, Eccles in third officially. Runny in fourth. Peabody comfortably in front. Kelly in second, the advantage to the buoy row. Eccles now in third, make it 6 boat lengths. Brad Luce off the turn. Peabody comfortably in front, but still some deciding to do for second, third, and fourth.
Yeah, that race for third and fourth is a barn burner right there. It is Dylan Runny right now with about a 3 or 4 boat length lead over Dustin Eccles on the outside. You can see the orange boat. All you see is the rooster tail. And look at Dylan Runny. He's got his sights set on J. Michael Kelly. This is still a very, very close boat race as we go underneath the Milton Madison Bridge. This lap number 2 of 3. Top end of the race course. Corey Peabody's got his teammate off to his left. That's J. Michael Kelly, but he's also got mirrors on the right side with full of boats.
Peabody swung out. Corey Peabody Peabody has found some extra voltage, or J. Michael Kelly, excuse me, he's still in the mix.
Yeah, he was
White
on
flag displayed, 2 complete, 1 more to go. Corey Peabody, your leader in the Beacon Plumbing. Now making a 7-boat length advantage over J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Electric. Dylan Rennie third in Miss Home Street. Dustin Eccles fourth in Bucket List Racing. Back into turn number 1 here on the Wild Bill Cantrell Memorial Racecourse. Peabody your leader. Kelly still in second. Boy, it's rough off the turn.
Yeah, it's real rough coming off that corner, but they all got through it clean, and now our boats are starting to spread out a little bit. It is Corey Peabody in the Beacon Plumbing. He's out by a full rooster tail over his teammate, J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Electric. But in the right side rear view mirror, J. Michael Kelly's got a lot of home street blue. He's going to have to drive a big race course because he's going to have to go wider than Corey Peabody is driving. That's going to be a real handicap. See how they come off the corner and how much room JMK has on the inside, and he's got a lot of it, Jeff. Bring him down. The checkered flag flies.
Your top qualifier, your leader underneath the Milton Madison Bridge, Corey Peabody eyeing the Madison Ford start-finish line buoy. Checkered flag waving. Here's your winner of heat number 2 in H1 Unlimited, Corey Peabody in the Beacon Plumbing. J. Michael Kelly will get second in the Beacon Electric. Dylan Rennie made a charge on the back chute on the last lap, but will settle for third in the Miss Home Street. And Dustin Eccles had the best start of all in the Bucket List Racing. But Brad, when you're in lane number 4, and no pun intended, that's handicap territory.
And look who...
Do your dry eyes still feel gritty, rough, or tired?
Who's coming out first? Something different than what we saw yesterday. Each time Dustin Eccles came out in the U40, the Bucket List Racing, he was the last one away from the dock. I mean, substantially behind everybody else. We didn't know if it was a problem, if it was planned, but this time he popped it right out quick, and he's already down to the bottom end of the race course. He's past the entrance pin. So let's one time again run through the 4 boats that are going to run here in our Heat 3 of H1 Unlimited Racing, presented by the Dam family. It's the U8, the Beacon Electric with J. Michael Kelly. It's bright red. The bright white, U9, Beacon Plumbing, Corey Peabody. The Chartreuse, royal blue and red, the U11, Legend Yacht Transport, driven by Jamie Nielsen, and the aforementioned Bucket List Racing, bright orange, U40, Dustin Eccles. Jeff, we're at 3 minutes and 55 seconds to the start. All our boats are up and running.
Thank you, Brad Luce. The preliminary heats are 3 laps. The Morgan Foods Indiana Governor's Cup Championship this afternoon will be a 5-lapper for H1 Unlimited. All 4 boats up and running, and this is the race before the race. Each driver right now does not know what lane they will be assigned in, and here's cutting through the infield 2 of them. Brad, that strategy, that is legal in the warm-up period.
It's definitely legal. Jamie Nielsen cut the race course and came down the front straightaway. Now he is the leader coming down here, but he got followed by Corey Peabody in the Beacon Plumbing. Now we got a little bit of speed coming up. A couple of boats getting awful close together. Jeff Ayler down the front straightaway. J. Michael Kelly, and they're going to get tight. Going to get real tight in there with Corey Peabody and the Beacon Plumbing. These guys came out of the bridge. They started putting their foot into it, and all of a sudden you realized it was a race to get to Corey Peabody. Don't know if the boats came together, but it got real tight right here on the front straightaway.
And Brad, with that, Eccles is slowed. He is in the wash right now, and he's going to go to the outside, so I think the fire might have got a little bit wet. And boy, a scary moment right here in the warm-up period for the Dam family. Heat number 3. We told you it's the race before the race, and there's some communication going on to the left of us. We'll see if there was any infractions on that. Stand by.
Yeah, so far we've heard nothing. We will monitor the radio, but we're going to call it as if nothing has
He's
occurred.
going right back between them.
Getting a look, absolutely he is. He, being J. Michael Kelly, is going to try and stick his nose, and there he does. He puts his nose in between Dustin Eccles and teammate Corey Peabody. Eccles and Kelly got tight as they went to the top end of the race course. Lots of interesting action here in the race before the race. We said this is important, Jeff.
My apologies, Brad. I thought Eccles was going to go in between them again, but he is on the outside. So We are coming up on 1 minute and 45 seconds until the start in the warm-up period. Everyone's heart here along the shoreline stopped momentarily, but right now, those three crafts involved, they appear to be in fine shape. Brad, take a good look at them as they come by. This is the Legend Yacht Transport, followed by the Bucket List Racing on the outside, the Beacon Electric in the middle, followed by the Beacon Plumbing. We're 1:20 until the start. The field going down into turn number 1. And Brad Luce, Jamie Nielsen, the tactician driver, right now seems to be primed for that shorter way around. Lane number 1, we're coming up on the 1 minute period. And Nielsen looks like he'll pull it off again as we're inside 1 minute for the Dam family, heat number 3. In H1 Unlimited, Brad, take them up to the Milton Madison Bridge, set these lanes.
The boat that is out in front is the Chartreuse Royal Blue and Red. That is the U11 Legend Yacht Transport with Jamie Nielsen. Next to him in lane number 2 is the white U9 Beacon Plumbing with Corey Peabody. J. Michael Kelly is driving the Beacon Electric, the U8. He is in lane number 3, and on the outside, it's going to be the bright orange Bucket List Racing with Dustin Eccles behind the wheel. They are heading into the top end of the race course. They seem to be in good position. We're inside 25 seconds to the start. Jeff Ayler, start our Sunday race program.
Off the turn, this should be a super good start. They're approaching the Milton Madison Bridge. They are at the 12-second mark. It's the Dam family. H1 Unlimited, heat number 3. And here's Nielsen once again trying the strategy he did yesterday. He's coming to the line. We'll call it physically as we're racing in the Dam family. H1 Unlimited Heat 3 here at the Madison Regatta. Nielsen was there first. Start is under review. Nielsen might have been over. He would be the only one, I think, by my eye. Oh, and Peabody is hooked. Peabody in the infield. He is hooked. And now Nielsen takes the lead. If Nielsen jumped, Kelly could vault to first, and Peabody trying to refire the Beacon Plumbing.
Yeah, he got pushed out a little bit wide. He started to slide out close to J. Michael Kelly in the corner down there. He tried to bring the boat back into some open water. He had a lane in there, but then the boat hooked on him. Now Kelly, top end of the race course, has taken the lead away from Jamie Nielsen. In fact, he's got about 3 boat lengths, Jeff. 2 leaders out front. Kelly, Nielsen off the corner.
We got official word from H1 Unlimited. The Legend Yacht Transport issued a 1-lap penalty for a gun jump. Your leader, the dominant red Beacon Plumbing with J. Michael Kelly, and Corey Peabody is dead in the water. In turn number 1, he appears to be in the racing lane. We will watch the drone from H1 Unlimited. Peabody is out in lane number 3. The advantage, and now Kelly will have to go around his teammate. So Kelly sees his teammate, goes around him. You see there on our camera angle. The Legend Yacht Transport a 1-lap penalty, but Brad, with that, Eccles running physically in third, just saw Peabody is actually in second, the Orange Craft.
Yeah, the Orange Craft is now, Bucket List Racing is running in second place. J. Michael Kelly went the long way around his teammate down there in the lower corner, but it's not going to cost him. He's got 2.5 rooster tails over Jamie Nielsen, but remember, Nielsen in the Legend Yacht Transport has a 1-lap penalty, so he's a lap down. Your second place boat, Dustin Eccles, and this is big for them, Jeff. They need these 300 points. This is really going to help Bucket List Racing and Dustin Eccles if he can bring it home.
The Dam family, heat number 3 in H1 Unlimited. Dramatics in the race before the race and in the racing activity. That should have been the white flag. We'll get clarification. No white flag given to the 8, but I believe that is your lead boat. 1-lap penalty on the Legend Yacht Transport for a gun jump. Now we get the white flag for the Bucket List Racing with Dustin Eccles. We'll call it physically like we know right now. Your red boat out in front, Beacon Electric. The Tennessee Orange in second, Bucket List Racing. Legend Yacht Transport in third. Peabody still dead in the water.
All J. Michael Kelly up the backstretch now. All he has to do is negotiate 1/2 lap, go underneath the bridge, bring it back down under the bridge, and he will pick up a first place finish in our heat number 3, presented by the Dam family. We are on the final lap for our leaders. Our second place boat is just now coming off the bottom end of the race course. That is Dustin Eccles, but bring our leader down, although the white flag is flying.
We're watching the flags here at the German American Bank judges stand. White flag being delivered to the U8 Beacon Elect. Now the checkered flag comes out. Your winner of the Dam Family H1 Unlimited Heat 3 unofficially is the Beacon Plumbing with J. Michael Kelly. White flag will be displayed to Jamie Nielsen in the Legend Yacht Transport for the gun jump. He'll go one more time around. Brad, let's watch the flags for Dustin Eccles. Now we're getting a white flag for the Bucket List Racing. Dustin Eccles obviously issued possible one-lap penalty for that incident prior to the start. That is unofficial.
It is precautionary. They're having our 2 lead boats take an extra lap. So they were the winners on the water, but now it is a precautionary extra lap because of some of that activity that was going on before the start. The boats got very close. The officials will review and we'll get it. J. Michael Kelly, the winner on the water, but they're having him run one more lap. He will come down, get a checkered flag a second time, as will Dustin Eccles. And this time we should get the first checkered flag for Jamie Nielsen in the Legend Yacht Transport.
So I write them down in pencil that I learned from my friend Scott Davidson when we worked basketball games at WRX. Your unofficial winner of the Dam Family Heat number 3 is J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Electric. Brad, right now,
every parent
for the Jim McCormick Memorial Heat Race, sponsored by Cheryl Lyon Family and Millennium Tools. Brad Luce, take the field away from the pit dock here in Madison.
Well, very quickly, we have 2 of our boats away from the dock. Jamie Nielsen is away in the U11, the Legend Yacht Transport. He's the first one on the race course. That is Chartreuse, Royal Blue, and Red. Jamie Nielsen behind the wheel. Jamie from Gig Harbor, Washington. He is followed on the race course by the bright red U8, the Beacon Electric, J. Michael Kelly out of Bonnie Lake, Washington. He will come away, and now away from the dock, the powder blue and white Miss Home Street. Great drone shot there as the boat went right underneath the drone. Dylan Runny out of Rumsford, New Jersey. 3 boats expected to come. With the fact that the 9 can't join us this time, Jeff, we got all 3 of them on the water at 4 minutes. 4 minutes to the start.
2 1/2 mile course, the Jim McCormick Heat. Goodness, the Jim McCormick Memorial Heat Race, my apologies, will be a 3-lap heat. The final heat later this afternoon, the Morgan Foods Indiana Governor's Cup, will be a 5-lap race. This is the race before the race. Name of the game is to be at this Madison Ford start-finish line buoy at 0. You want to be a tick to the left-hand side of that buoy. If you jump the gun in H1 Unlimited hydroplane racing, that is a 1-lap penalty. Takes you away from the checkered flag in first place. And Brad, right now, each driver does not know what lane they will be in. This is what is being decided right now. You have to have your lane established prior to the entrance pin of turn number 2, just east of the Milton-Madison Bridge prior to the start. Brad, you hold that lane to the start-finish line buoy into turn 1. Then after that, if you're ahead of a competitor, that's where the overlap comes into play.
And you better have 7 boat legs. And the referee always makes a big deal about that. If you're going to legally move over on somebody, you better have 8 or 9. The rule says 7. Don't leave it to question. Make sure you've got plenty. Here comes Dylan Runny with a hard charge across the start-finish line here. This is, as you said, Jeff, the race before the race. In our first heat of the day for H1 Unlimited, this was as active a milling period as we have seen in a long time. So far, this one's been pretty tame.
Coming up on 2:30 until the start, but the Chartreuse Royal Blue and Red Legend Yacht Transport, Jamie Nielsen, has shown how to get lane number 1. He's done it in fine fashion. He's 2 times out here this weekend in Madison. So Nielsen underneath the Milton-Madison Bridge, entering turn number 2, followed by Kelly. Brad, we're approaching the 2-minute mark. I think too much time to kill for Runny to cut through right there.
Yeah, I was watching him come off the lower corner, and I was looking at the clock, too. You don't want to be at the start-finish line at 2 minutes, and we just ticked 2 minutes. I think he would have been too early. Now, Jamie Nielsen, on the other hand, coming underneath the bridge, sitting in lane number 1 right now. He's been living in lane 1 so far this weekend, and coming up now on 140 to the start. You gotta like the position of where Jamie Nielsen is from the standpoint of garnering lane 1. But when it comes to talking about speed coming across start-finish line, I like where that Dylan Runny guy's sitting. He's going to be able to get a good long run at this, Jeff. Looks like Kelly's going to sit in 2. Runny's going to bring the home street in 3. Could change. I don't think so. Jeff.
1:20 until the start. The Jim McCormick Memorial Heat Race, sponsored by Cheryl Lyon Family and Millennium Tools, as we're approaching the 1 minute period, 1:10 until the start. Right now, by my eye, looks like Nielsen will remain in 1, Kelly in 2, Ronnie in 3. We just heard from Mike Morissette with H1 Unlimited. We're inside the 1 minute period. Jim McCormick Memorial Heat Race, sponsored by Cheryl Lyon Family, Millennium Tools. It's heat number 4. Brad Lou set these lanes.
Well, you just did, and you were spot on. Jamie Nielsen once again puts the Legend Yacht Transport, the U11, in lane number 1. J. Michael Kelly's going to sit in 2. On the outside is going to be the U1, the Miss Home Street with Dylan Runny. They are underneath the bridge. We're checking the clock. We're inside 30 seconds. They'll start rounding the upper corner. They will come to the apex. I will turn it over to Jeff Ayler. We are at 20 seconds to the start. Jeff Ayler, bring him to the line.
Everybody a little bit early. Let's see how they feather the throttle to the bridge. You need to be there at 12 seconds. Now it's looking good. It's the Jim McCormick Memorial Heat Race, sponsored by Cheryl Lyon Family and Millennium Tools. Could be the best start of the weekend. They approach the Madison Ford start-finish line. We're racing in heat number 4 of H1 Unlimited at the Madison Regatta. All 3 there at the line as they work into turn number 1. First to 3 times around, the start was good. It's a triple decker in turn number 1. They'll fan out. Nielsen in front. Kelly is there.
Kelly is right on his right side, and he's right in the rearview mirror, but there's powder blue and white. Home Street. Look at the triple decker, Jeff. They are side by side by side, stealing your line, but it was that good. On the outside, Dylan Runny's got some speed in that Miss Madison Home Street boat. He's got the lead up the backstretch. He's out by about a boat length and a half. Got Kelly right behind him with the lane position on the inside. Then it's back to Nielsen. Now there's the lane position for Kelly. Where is Dylan Runny? There he is, Jeff.
Miss Madison Racing has woke up with speed in the Jim McCormick Memorial Heat Race. Runny driving a dandy on the outside will come down to complete lap number 1 of 3. Runny's best run so far in H1 Unlimited. Now Kelly powers back on the inside. Kelly, your official leader after lap number 1 by 2 boat lengths. Runny in second. Jamie Nielsen remains in third. Back into turn number 1. J. Michael Kelly gets there first. Runny has to run the wider arc in the second position. Beautiful turn by J. Mike, but right now, Brad, Runny seems to have top end at the end of each chute.
You made a comment there that they came down the front straightaway. You said the best we have seen Dylan Runny run so far in the 2023 season in the H1 Unlimited, and he's still running strong up the backstretch. Definitely his strongest run of season 2023, and he saved it for heat 4 of the Madison Regatta. Top end of the race course, J. Michael Kelly hangs it on the hook. You see the big wall of water. He's got almost a rooster tail on Runny, but Runny's not going away, Jeff. He's staying in that right side rearview mirror.
J. Michael Kelly on top of his game in the dominant red Beacon Electric underneath the Milton Madison Bridge. Dylan Runny sent the message, still keeping it honest. White flag displayed, 2 complete, 1 to go. J. Michael Kelly accepts it in front. Dylan Runny in second, Miss Home Street. Jamie Nielsen remains in third in Legend Yacht Transport. Final time around for the top 2. Kelly in that rough turn number 1. Wow! He just about lost it. Oh, my. He recovered beautifully, but with that, here's Runny.
Yeah, J. Michael Kelly just about lost the boat coming out of the corner, and he lost a lot of speed. Runny's been able to close. He's back within half a rooster tail. Incredibly rough ride for J. Michael Kelly in the U8, but he was able to land it, and now he goes underneath the bridge for the last time. This is lap number 3. Jeff Ayler, our hearts just jumped into our throat. He's got it settled back down, but Runny is right with him, Jeff.
Final turn, final lap, Jim McCormick Memorial Heat Race, sponsored by Cheryl Lyon Family and Millennium Tools. Here comes Runny. Runny making a charge on the outside. It's going to be a side-by-side battle. Runny takes the lead. Kelly counters back. Here is H1 Unlimited heat number 4. It will go to J. Michael Kelly by 30 feet over Dylan Runny in the Miss Home Street. Beautiful run by the rookie out of Rumson, New Jersey. 73rd Madison Regatta presented by U.S. Premier Tube Mills. And Brad, to our right.
Forget everything you knew about war games. The large-scale action game War Thunder will bring you a storm of...
Sun is behind the cloud cover. 3 boats leaving the dock. Fill us in on who left first, second, and third out of the pit dock.
Well, checking down there, it looks like Jamie Nielsen was the first one away from the dock in the U-11. That is the Legend Yacht Transport. It is chartreuse, royal blue, and red. It is the first boat off the corner. Behind him, behind Jamie, is Dustin Eccles in the bright orange Bucket List Racing. That is the U-40. And our last boat away from the dock, they didn't seem to have any trouble with it. I think it was by design. They held at the dock for a little bit longer than the other two, let them clear. And then Dylan Runny came out on the race course in the U1, the Miss Home Street. They're up the backstretch in that order, although it appears as though Dustin Eccles is going to pull up and go alongside and pass Jamie Nielsen. And just as I said that, Nielsen decided to cut the race course back to front. A legal maneuver, Jeff.
3-lap heat, 2 1/2 mile course. This is the race before the race. Each driver does not know which lane they will start. You have to have your lane established prior to the entrance pin at turn number 2, east of the Milton Madison Bridge, where Dylan Runny just passed. And right now, Brad, this is where it gets a little bit sketchy, a little itchy. We've seen some shenanigans so far earlier today in Madison in heat number 3 in the warm-up period. I think right now, with this being the final preliminary heat of the afternoon, I think all 3 drivers will be super well behaved.
Yeah, I would think so. I was just going to say, I think job 1 in this heat is bring your boat back in one piece, because next up on deck is the Indiana Governor's Cup. That's the big prize of the weekend. If you got a shot to run out front, pick up 400 points, make it happen. But if you're a little bit late at the start, or maybe you don't like your position, I think you just settle back in, pick up your points, put it on the trailer, and come up with a good plan for the final.
Coming up on 2 minutes and 30 seconds until the start, it's H1 Unlimited Heat 5, brought to you by Rivertown Bar and Grill, located in Jefferson Street here in downtown Madison. Joe Breek, the owner, spoke to Joe earlier. He's having fun at the Madison Regatta.
Everybody's having fun at the Madison Regatta. That includes you and myself. As we approach the 2-minute mark, we're at 5 seconds before 2 minutes. Boats up at the top end of the race course. I'm not sure anybody has solved the puzzle of getting the inside lane from Jamie Nielsen. Now, things could change, but you could almost set your watch by this. We get inside 2 minutes, look up the river, and Jamie Nielsen will come rolling by. And here he comes again. Right now, Jamie Nielsen sitting in lane number 1 as we approach 1:40. He will go across start-finish line at this moment right now. Following behind him, here comes Dustin Eccles. Watch Dylan Runny, see if he doesn't make a hard charge on the outside. That looks like that's where he's going to start, is lane number 3, or at least the 3rd boat from the inside boat. Right now, that's the way it looks down to the lower end of the race course. Nielsen in 1, Eccles in 2, Runny on the outside, Jeff.
Rivertown Bar and Grill, H1 Unlimited, heat number 5.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark.
You heard the call. We are inside 1 minute to the start of H1 Unlimited. Heat number 5, presented by Rivertown Bar and Grill. Up the backstretch, lane number 1 is going to go to Jamie Nielsen in the Legend Yacht Transport. He is the lead boat going up there. Then you see the bright orange boat. He is sitting in lane number 2. He is Dustin Eccles. That is Bucket List Racing. On the outside is the powder blue and white, the Miss Home Street, the U1, and Dylan Runny. Check of the clock. We just hit 30 seconds. I like where they're sitting right now. Jeff Ayler, you're the one with the timing marks. It'll be a good charge to the line. Start our final preliminary heat, presented by Rivertown Bar and Grill.
By my marks, just a little bit early, but I think they'll be good as they feather that throttle. We are at 12 seconds there at the bridge. Now it should be a good start. Heat 5 brought to you by Rivertown Bar and Grill. 3 boats will answer the call. We are racing in heat number 5, Rivertown Bar and Grill, here in H1 Unlimited. We'll call it physically into turn number 1. Getting there first In lane number 1 is Jamie Nielsen, Legend Yacht Transport. He swung out, hit a roller off the turn. Nielsen, Eccles takes the lead in Bucket List Racing.
Eccles goes by him at the exit pin, and look at the acceleration from Dustin Eccles. Our start, we believe, is under review, but it is Eccles in the lead, and he's opened up water on Jamie Nielsen, but you can see Dylan Runny on the outside in the home street. Dustin Eccles came out of that corner like he was shot out of a cannon, and the bright orange Bucket List Racing is hot. Apex of the corner, Jeff, bring him down to put one in the book. Our start is under review.
Thank you, Brad. And Dylan Runny has got some mustard underneath the engine bonnet of the Miss Home Street. Dustin Eccles, your leader. Bucket List Racing, here comes the sentimental favorite on the outside, running on home waters. 1 complete and 2 to go, and Bucket List Racing flying into turn number 1. Dylan Runny remains in second in Miss Home Street. Jamie Nielsen third, Legend Yacht Transport. Eccles driving a good arc in turn number 1. Runny is right on his outside hip off the turn. It's Eccles, but Runny back only 7 boat lengths.
Yeah, Runny is not going away. He's staying in that right side rear view mirror despite being on the outside of Dustin Eccles. This has turned into a 2-boat race, and it's turned into a doozy. 3/4 of the way up the backstretch, still Dustin Eccles running the Bucket List Racing U40 on the inside, but Dylan Runny not going away. Remember, our start is under review. We will keep an eye on and an ear in the official radio, but Jeff, either way, this is a good one. There's Runny.
It's getting more, better and better. The hometown faithful can sense it. Here comes your defending National High Point champion, trying to chase down Dustin Eccles and Bucket List Racing. We will get the white flag. 2 complete. 1 more to go. Eccles' lead is down to 3 boat lengths. Runny has a hard charge on the outside. And now Eccles is slowing, and Runny is taking the lead. Eccles had a momentary boat failure. Runny in front, and now Eccles is slowing, going dead in the water. Runny comfortably now out in front.
Dylan Runny is out front. I think maybe what happened going down at the end of the straightaway, we got the note that Bucket List Racing had jumped the start. And so if we got it, we know that also Dustin Eccles got it. He may have pulled his foot, but he definitely got in the rooster tail. But the story is at the top end of the race course. Dylan Runny is about to get his first H1 Unlimited victory in a heat. What a place to have it happen here on the Ohio River in front of hometown fans. Jeff Ayler, bring him home.
It's Heat 5, H1 Unlimited. Sponsor Rivertown Bar and Grill, and yes, the checkered flag is waving. Here is your winner out of Rumson, New Jersey, Dylan Runny, driving for the citizens of Madison, Indiana, and Miss Home Street. Jamie Nielsen up in turn number 2.
3, 2, 1.
5-minute period in session. Drivers, light up the Lycomings.
We'll take a quick look, Jeff Ayler, see who comes out first. It's going to be J. Michael Kelly. He comes away from the dock. Right behind him is going to be Jamie Nielsen in the Legend Yacht Transport. That is going to be Dustin Eccles in the Bucket List. And sitting at the dock, not yet moving, Dylan Runny in the Miss Home Street. He did this in the last heat. He hung around and let everybody run, let everybody get ahead of him. And now I see it beginning to move. He is doing exactly what you said, Jeff Ayler. He's lighting up the Lycoming, and he is going to come away from the dock. We're going to have all 4 boats out on the water here momentarily, but off the lower end of the race course on very, very solid water conditions right now. It is J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Electric, the bright red boat, and then it is Legend Yacht Transport right outside his left side window. They're 1-2 going up the backstretch, Jeff.
Race before the race right now. Each driver does not know what lane they will be in. We're 3:55 until the start. The world's fastest racing boats, the H1 Unlimited Hydroplane, 28-foot length, 14-foot width, 6,700 pound of racing vessel. Shoot speeds here in Madison, 190. Brad, there's our first strategy. Nielsen cutting through.
Yeah, Jamie Nielsen employed a start procedure very similar to what he did the last time. He went up toward the bridge. I thought he was going to go all the way up. He did not. He cut the course. As long as he cuts it on the GP course or up above, but not up above the bridge, he's fine. Dylan Runny did the same thing. So now Runny comes down the front straightaway in the home street, trailing Jamie Nielsen. Still a lot to be decided. 3 minutes and 10 seconds. 3:10 till the start of our final heat.
Most aggressive we've seen Dylan Runny in the warm-up period. I believe that's the first time he has cut through the infield. Now Kelly makes a cut. Now Brad, the boat right away will go to the Legend Yacht Transport. This is going to be tight.
Now, Mike decided to just go on and go through and not chance it. Probably a good maneuver. And look at Dylan Runny come off the corner hard. And Runny's going to run up here. Uh-oh, this could get tight in there. Watch Runny on the home straight. He's going to stick right between the two of them.
Wow. Incredible. Amazing. My go-to is Lumify eye drops.
Lumify dramatically reduces redness.
In 1 minute.
And look at the difference.
My eyes look brighter and whiter.
For up to 8 hours.
Lumify.
2 minutes and 30 seconds until the start. Fans, that's what's the excitement of H1 Unlimited. Race before the race, you're fighting for your lane. You need it established prior to the entrance pin of turn number 2, prior to the start, that position right now. Brad, 2:15 until the start. Still lots to decide who gets lanes 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Well, I think our boat's off the top end of the race course. Looking at the clock at 2:07, I think they're going to have to come all the way down, and I'm not expecting a whole lot of change from where those boats are sitting right now. And if they were to start like this, now we're seeing Runny for the first time put that home street on an inside lane. He's right now sitting in number 2. Nielsen's in 1, Runny's in 2. Kelly is on the outside of these 3 boats, but going to come up on the outside of him is going to be Dustin Eccles.
Does Eccles go with them to turn number 1, then maybe leapfrog and swing to lane 1, or does he cut through? I think he'll have to go down with the rest of them by the timing I see on the watch. 1:30 until the start. Winner take all, Morgan Foods, Indiana Governors Cup Championship here at the Madison Regatta. Down in turn number 1, Jamie Nielsen looks like he will get lane number 1, but still lots to decide. Right now it would be 15. Nielsen in 1, Runny in 2, Kelly in 3, Eccles to the outside. 10, we're coming up 9, on the 1 minute period.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, white flag.
1 minute period is come and gone, and Brad, right now, each driver hopes their timing marks are perfect. 50 seconds away. I think the front 2 might be a tick early.
Yeah, I think so too. Jamie Nielsen sitting in lane number 1 in the Legend Yacht Transport. I think he's a little early, but he's got Dylan Runny in the home street right with him, right outside the right side window. They are in lanes 1 and 2. Then lane 3 goes to J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Electric. That's the bright red U8. And on the outside is going to be Dustin Eccles in the U40, the Bucket List Racing. They're at the top end of the race course, Jeff. Still 23 seconds until the start. Let's start our 2023 Indiana Governors Cup.
But my timing marks everyone early. You need to breathe at the bridge at 12 seconds. Here comes Eccles. He looks ideal. Morgan Foods, Indiana Governors Cup Championship, winner take all. It's a 5-lapper. They are coming to the Madison Ford start-finish line. We are racing the final heat of the Morgan Foods Indiana Governors Cup Championship at the Madison Regatta. Start was good. Dustin Eccles leads them down into turn number 1. In lane number 4, we got a quadruple decker at the apex off the turn. What a remarkable sight. Runny, your leader.
Coming off the corner, Dylan Runny, but he's only got about a half a boat length on J. Michael Kelly. And then on the far outside is Dustin Eccles. 1, 2, 3. They are tied together up the backstretch. You could throw a blanket across the 3 of them as they head up underneath the bridge. And now J. Michael Kelly sticks his nose out just a little bit further as they enter the top end of the race course. All 4 boats at the top end. Jeff Ayler, remember, we're going to go around 5 times, and it's a winner take all.
Runny has the advantage. He's tightened it up on the inside. Spectacular action in the Morgan Foods Indiana Governors Cup Championship. Kelly, your leader. Runny not giving up on the inside. 1 complete, 4 to go. Kelly in front by a boat length. The rookie, oh, we got a blow
and he's
over.
blowing over.
Dustin Eccles is blown over, and oh my. He's still going, but procedure needs to shut that boat off. We'll see what happens.
They'll shut it down.
Oh my, the final heat of the winner-take-all Morgan Foods Indiana Governors Cup Championship has been red flagged due to a spectacular blowover by Dustin Eccles. in the bucket list racing. This race has been red flag.
This game, you're not ready for it.
Jeff, that is really, doggone it, that is really unfortunate. We had what I think was going to be a Donnybrook out front. J. Michael Kelly and Dylan Runny were going to go at it. But right now, our thoughts are with Dustin Eccles.
The enclosed capsule, the lid is already up on the bucket list racing. Safety and rescue personnel making their way there. We have a beautiful shot from our drone team with H1 Unlimited. And right now, we're hoping to see Dustin Eccles exit on his own power. We'll keep you abreast here with our guest race fans along the shoreline. Our watchers on H1 Unlimited through YouTube, you can see the scene. Safety and rescue team there. They are on the deck of the craft. Here with our guest race fans along the shoreline, our watchers on H1 Unlimited through YouTube, you can see the scene. Safety and rescue team there. They are on the deck of the craft. After 5 elimination heats, the Indiana Governor's Cup will be awarded by point total after the heat races. Your winner of the 2023 Morgan Foods Indiana Governor's Cup in Madison, Indiana, J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Electric with 1,395 points.
We go into business because we love our craft. We stay in business because QuickBooks has our back. I make better business decisions and know where my money goes with easy-to-understand dashboards and reports. Buy now and get 50% off for 3 months.
Bruce Springsteen.
Hey, Bruce.
Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome.